Thanks, Philip, and welcome to Today in Putnam County, a show that's talking about all the great things happening in our community. Hope you're having a great weekend. My guest today is Laura Wolf, the Executive Director of Cityscape. Good morning, Laura. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Well, Cityscape is such a big part of our community, and I want to have you on the show and talk about all the great things that are going on, not only with Cityscape in Cookeville and Putnam County. First, though, some of our listeners may not know exactly what Cityscape is and what it does. Can you give us a little background?
I'd love to. Cityscape, we're really proud to be one of the accredited 28 Main Street communities in the state of Tennessee, and that's governed really by the governor's office. And the goal is to keep our downtown still vibrant, where all the buildings are occupied, they're up to today's codes, they're visually attractive, and make events that bring people downtown to want to spend time there, spend money, and shop local and eat local. And we're really proud to be sanctioned for that. We started in 1994 by Melinda Kiefer and Jim Shipley, and following in Melinda's footsteps is pretty hard. She's got some big shoes to fill.
Big shoes to fill, didn't she?
But I'm really proud to be with this group, because what I learned from them when we meet quarterly is so many great ideas of things that are going on in their communities that we maybe don't have to restart the wheel. We just get a great idea and start with it. We raise money from Cityscape through our membership drive, and that's usually January through March. And we ask people to become a member of Cityscape. And in other words, we want you to invest in what we're doing downtown, so your money is well turned around and invested. We go into buildings and we work directly with business owners, and if they're going to renovate a building, they will come to Cityscape and they talk to us about what building, where it's located, what their plans are. They show us a visual before they start and give us a bill from the contractor of what those renovations are going to take place.
Right.
We take their application to our Cityscape board, and we vote on whether these are going to be good renovations, if we have the money and the resources to do it. And we turn our monies into renovations through facade and awning grants. So, if you've got a great looking building beside you, it's the catalyst to make everybody around you. It's kind of sets a standard.
Right.
And the reason it's just so important to keep our downtown is because that's the footprint, that's the blood of our downtown. Another thing that we do in Cityscape is our number one priority for fundraising is to take care of that Cream City sign. A lot of people don't know we do that. We don't own the building, nor do we own the sign. But a group got together that was with Cityscape, and we said it's the icon or the beacon.
Landmark.
It's the landmark. And when people come to town, whether it's TSSAA or it's a convention or a wedding, we see people out our windows at Cityscape on Broad Street, the people taking pictures of that sign. And there are only two neon historic signs in the whole state. One is the Bristol, Virginia sign and our sign.
Wow.
A lot of people think, oh, that's an easy fix. Just
Right.
send an electrician up there to do it. Well, you have to have journeymen that travel the country, and you get on their list to come to town. And the sign itself was built in 1951 by a sign company in Nashville that's still in business. And we contacted them and found out that when we got a hold of the original plans for the Cream City sign, that the motor is made to where it isn't computerized, obviously,
Right.
and it's not really electrical. Electricity causes the little trundle to go around and causes the swish that goes underneath, the CR where it spells out Cream City. All of that was just staying on all the time. So when we got the plans about a year ago, we found out that the sign was in dire need of a lot of repairs.
Right.
So we brought the guys in, and in the last 5 years, we've spent over $24,000 on keeping that sign going. But what is amazing is that in the scoops of ice cream, they actually had strawberries that lit up. The strawberries have not been lit up for 25 years, and then it has a cherry on top.
Are we gonna light the strawberries and
So
cherries?
the strawberries and cherries were lit for our fundraiser last summer that we did, where
That is great.
so you know that's a great thing
It
to find
is.
out that that's not been functioning right, and we get it going.
Well,
so
that's
really a lot of fun.
That's her history. That's a great landmark, and Cityscape has done so much. I know it's hard to list it all. I go back to the day when the renovation happened around the downtown area,
Yes.
around the square. All the electrical lines and telephone lines and everything was put underground. They redid the sidewalks. They put the pavers in for the crosswalks and all the planters and everything. Our downtown looks better today than it's maybe ever looked because of Cityscape when they
Thank
started
you.
back in the 90s and worked through and then it progressed from not only the downtown over to the west side and all these buildings and the new awnings and everything. We have a very vibrant downtown now.
We do, and one of the things that we did 2 years ago, and you were very much a part of that, is we called lighting up the square, the courthouse square.
Yes.
And we got with all the business owners, and we put LED lights all across the tops of the 4 buildings that face the courthouse, and then you matched it, doing the courthouse and
Up
all
the
the
courthouse,
lighting and
yes.
the trees. And that's just a highlight. When you're there at night, it really, it shines our best assets, which
It
is our
does.
downtown, and that's what Cityscape and Tennessee Main Street's all about.
When our businesses come here to look about moving to Putnam County and Cookeville, that's one of the first places they go. We hear it over and over again from those folks. They look at the courthouse, they look at the downtown area to see how we're keeping it up, is it vibrant? And that's one of the key sellers that we have for our community is the downtown area.
It is. You know, part of our indicator that we give to the governor every year is we give him new figures, economic figures, new growth in our downtown, you know, what space is renting for, and we were ranked at 98% occupied in downtown Cookeville.
That's amazing.
And I have to tell you that they rank us behind Franklin, Tennessee, and I'll take that any day of the week because Franklin is, gosh, the pillar of all the downtown communities. But it's the fact that we have done such a great job as a city. Everybody, it takes the city mayor, the county mayor, it takes everybody working together to keep it growing and everybody wanting to be around that square and around West Side.
Yes, because our downtown at one time was not doing very well years ago, and it's very vibrant now. And Cityscape has been a big part of that. And it's a team effort, but you've got a
It
lot of
is.
you have to take a lot of the credit for what's happening with Cityscape. You're listening to Today in Putnam County on News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. We have with us today Miss Laura Wolf from Cityscape. I'm Randy Porter, your host. Some exciting news coming up with a great announcement. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Today in Putnam County. I'm your host, County Executive Randy Porter. The show that's talking about all the great things happening in our community. I hope you're having a great weekend. My guest this morning is Laura Wolf, who's the Executive Director for Cityscape. Laura, we've been talking about all the great things that Cityscape has been able to do and help us in our community, but we've got a big announcement that Cityscape has. You want to tell us what that is?
I would love to. And when he says we have a big announcement, I do want to say that Randy serves on our exec board for Cityscape, and I appreciate that very much.
Well, thank
but
you.
anyway, Cityscape is really excited. We are going to be the facilitators putting on Cookeville Wine on the West Side, and so it's going to carry on. It's August the 10th. We're super excited about it. It's a great event. It is in our wheelhouse to do events. We didn't know it was going to be 3 weeks before Fall Fun Fest, but we're going to make it happen.
Wow, that's going to be a busy 3 or 4 weeks.
It is, but you know, that's our initiative to do events downtown that bring our citizens downtown in our community and
Absolutely.
seeing it livable and a fun community. But it's August the 10th. The website is getting ready to go up live, and we will have tickets available to purchase on April the 8th. You can either come by our office at 123 West Broad Street, or you can go on our live website and pay for tickets. We've got that all set up for taking tickets on the website.
The one on the west side has only been around a few years,
This will be the 8th year.
8th year. It's becoming a great event. Lots of
Well,
people.
it's sold out every year.
And it's amazing that the number of people that come out and attend that, they enjoy it, they have a good time. The local businesses around the west side are so great to be involved with it when they shut down the street and have everyone out there. Those are the kind of events I call quality of life. That we have lots of new jobs and new businesses and great things are happening in our county, but we also got to take care of the quality of life, where that our citizens have events to go to be able to get out and enjoy themselves and get away from the stress of day-to-day life. And this is a great one. So I'm so glad that Cityscape is able to take this and move it forward. I see it growing into a much bigger event in the future.
I do too. I just love, when we're talking a little bit about Fall Fun Fest, but I love it, and I love Wine on the West Side, because we close those roads off, and people are actually, little kids that come to Fall Fun Fest, I just think, I hope I've made a memory for them. When they have their own kids, they can remember going to it themselves.
Right.
And that's what it's all about. It's just
Making
going
memories.
downtown and making great memories and remembering things that are going on. But as far as the Cookville Wine on the West Side, the two beneficiaries that will be benefiting from that will be Rails for Trails and Genesis House, and they've been
Two great nonprofits.
Two great nonprofits. And I do want to say something about Cityscape. It's really not only my mission for us to have a great downtown, but I want us to help other nonprofits, and we get involved in as much as we possibly can. On April the 27th, we're going to be doing a Shop Local campaign with the Biz Foundry, which is another local nonprofit. We partner with the Depot and the History Museum. We love to do we sponsor the Storyteller when they do that in the park.
It's all about partnerships.
It's all, the Art Prowl. We are one of their locations. We greet everybody. We are there all weekend long. We're getting ready to do another campaign that's about to be announced with the Bryan Symphony Orchestra. So I think we've all got to work together in this town. And
Team effort.
one of the things you and I've talked about is how lucky we are in Cookeville that we have a county mayor, a city mayor, a chamber, our downtown association. We all have such a great camaraderie, because we all have one
Absolutely.
single goal in mind. We don't care who gets credit for it. Let's just make it happen.
Absolutely.
And let's just make Cookeville a better place. And it's just great how we all get along.
We have that in our community, and we hear from consultants and other chambers that come here to visit in other cities and counties that don't have the relationship that we have. And we're so blessed to have that. I hope we never take it for granted, because it's something that's very special.
And it's one of those weird things that you were in our meeting when we hosted the Tennessee Main Street people here 2 summers ago. And our guys got up, George Halford and you and Randy and Ricky and Linda Kiefer, and they all talked about things that are going on and how everybody worked hand in hand, like even to get Academy Sports,
Right.
Just knowing the right people and everybody working to make something like that happen. And everybody that was in attendance from the other towns said, how do you get everybody in your town to get along and to want to share the same vision? And I was shocked, because I just assumed that was the way it was in every town.
Me too. I thought so too, but it's not.
It isn't. I think every single county that was represented, I think we had 18 out of the 28 here. We had every single one of them have problems.
Yes.
And I was just shocked. So we're living in a great time right now.
We really are. Putnam County is very blessed with a lot of great things happening. You're going to do Wine on the West Side. We're calling it Cookville Wine on the West Side. You already do Taste of the Town, which is
Yes.
for the membership. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Taste of the Town is May the 18th. It's going to be at the Salt Box. So excited to have it at the Salt Box, because we did it there 7 years ago, and that was the very first event that they ever did. And so it was their preview party for everybody in Cookeville. And they've done so much in the last 8 years. I mean, it's phenomenal out there. The parking is not a problem. They have lighted parking. They've added a man-made lake. They've added a gorgeous all-glass greenhouse that overlooks the lake. The barn is now open for smaller facility parties. And little did I know, but they have just been granted a grant through the state that they get a grant from the state if they grow something on the property. And so they're going to start being a sunflower grower.
Oh, wow.
So the whole theme of Taste this year is going to be sunflowers and that kind of thing. But I got lucky and got there early one day, and they said, "Do you want to go walk the property?" And I said, "I've got on my rain boots. Let's go." I didn't know they have a waterfall.
Oh yeah, it's a great facility out there. It is,
I mean,
it's unbelievable.
and that
what
little
they've done with
cabin
it.
that's available. And this year we are not shuttling from far away. We're shuttling from across the street in the big park,
Right.
or the farm right across the street. So we have the shuttle service bringing people back and forth all night long if we fill all the parking up around the facility. So it's going to be a great preview.
There's only one way to attend Taste of the Town, though, right?
You got to support Cityscape.
You got to support Cityscape. You have to be a member.
Yes.
It's a membership event. If you'd like to join Cityscape and be a part of it, contact Laura. It's a great organization that do great things, and the Taste of the Town is one of the premier events that we have in Cookeville and Putnam County each year.
Thank you. About 650 people.
It's unbelievable. You're listening to Today in Putnam County on News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. We're talking with Laura Wolf with Cityscape today. I'm Randy Porter, your host. Stay with us. More with Laura as we come back. Welcome back to Today in Putnam County. I'm your host, County Executive Randy Porter. Hope you're having a great weekend. My guest this morning is Laura Wolf with Cityscape, and we've been talking about all the great things happening with Cityscape. A new announcement we just made about Cookeville Wine on the west side. We have another new announcement to make, don't we, Laura?
We do. We at Cityscape feel like we're kind of a clearinghouse. We have a great location. If you don't know where we are at 123 West Broad. We are between the Tyco sushi place and Cream City Ice Cream. So you can come by and see us anytime, but our windows face the depot, and we get so much walk-up traffic. And you know, I have a list in my desk of business people that are looking to rent a building downtown. Some need 500 square feet, some need 2,000. I've got businessmen that have buildings that are for sale, and we are constantly putting people together. I'll make phone calls, and I helped our landlord find the two tenants that are upstairs for him now, just from people that were on this list. So one of the things that we found that we really, really need is to form a downtown merchants association. So in 2019, Cityscape will be unrolling or opening up a new downtown merchants association where anybody that is in the courthouse area, in between that or west side, will all become members. And we want to meet every other month. And what we want to do is educate them about buildings that are for sale. If, in case there's someone that's sitting there on the fence thinking, maybe I need to go up in square footage, but I want to stay downtown, just let them know what's going on downtown and work together. As far as, we all know there are parking issues, but how do we address it? How, you know, and another thing is that I think that we can talk and find out what problems are, and possibly come to the city and say, or come to the county and say, these are burning issues that we're hearing from both sides. Did you know that, you know, maybe it could be a drainage problem in the back, or it could be their sidewalks busted up.
May not know about in government.
Exactly.
Can't take care of it if we don't know about it.
And so another big plus to this is that it's going to give us, you know, everybody into one big group. And we would like to add, you know, Fall Fun Fest is around the courthouse.
Right.
One on the west side is in the West Side Merchants area. So what we'd like to see is smaller venues that'll happen, maybe 2 more in the west side and 2 more downtown Cookeville.
Right.
So that we're constantly having events downtown. I mean, it could be we close the road off for a Saturday morning, and it could be it's all kids activities, or it could be anything. You know, we're interested in what do they think is going to help them. We would down the road like to build an app with that's for our downtown merchants, and they can go on, and it would go out to all of the people that already are members of Cityscape, but anybody else that wants to go online and sign up. And so we could constantly be putting out, there's 25% off at Cream City this weekend. Or the History Museum has the little car exhibit going on. They'll be open Saturday till 8 o'clock. Or whatever it is, we're always educating people about what's going on in downtown Cookeville. And we just kind of want to be that facilitator to make sure that everybody stays happy. We stay occupied, and you know, there's a great amount of communication between them and not always bombarding the city.
That's great. Communication is the key to it, to our citizens especially, is getting information out so that they know about all these special events. And I think having more events downtown is a great idea. We have some that are already very successful, Fall Fun Fest and the one on the west side already, including some others. And having more around the courthouse square, I think, is great. How we didn't get a chance to talk in the beginning about how you got involved with Cityscape. How did that come about?
Well, you know, I did a lot of event planning in my previous job, which was actually here at Zimmer Broadcasting, and sales.
You were in radio before.
Yes, I brought Brent up from the coals. I mean, he was just a mere child.
I was. Thank you very much.
You're
I
talking
appreciate
about
that.
Mr. Pink Tie, Brent Fleshman,
Yes,
right?
very
am.
much, Laura.
I
You're so
am.
sweet, and you were so wonderful when I got here.
But anyway, I had been on the original Fall Fun Fest committee, and I just always have had a passion for downtown. And I have lived in Cookeville 30 years, the longest I've lived anywhere in my life. And so I definitely call this home, and I will live here, you know, for the rest of my life. I don't think there's a better place to raise kids. I don't think there's better school systems
I agree.
anywhere. And you know, just being involved and seeing history carry on and seeing kids grow up with this, it's just, I mean, it's just a passion of mine, and I love what I do. So the position came open, and I told someone about 6 months before that, they said, what would be the job that you will go to
What's
until
your
you
dream
retire?
job?
And
Yeah.
I said, I want to run Cityscape. I said,
Wow.
I have always loved it. And they said, well, that'd be great, you know. And then lo and behold, this person called and said, you're not going to believe this, but they got the position open.
You're the new
So,
director of Cityscape.
so I was really, really excited about that. And you know, one thing to say is that a lot of people think that we have a big staff. It's me and a part-timer. So a lot goes on. There's a lot of work that goes into event planning, and I have a great new person that's with me. Her name's Holly Freeman. She's great at social media. You'll see a lot of posts and activities going on. And another thing I'd really like to bring up to you too is one of the things that we like to recognize are businesses that or business owners that get a business, they go in and they bring their building up to just unbelievable heights.
Right.
And so every year we give a legacy award, and recipients of that in the past have been Father Tom's, Char, Seven Senses, E. Graves, let's see, the Biz Foundry. And so these, you'll notice that when you go in a lot of these places, you will notice that they have the plaques usually mounted on the outside of their building. They're beautiful stone, steel, metal plaques. They have the year that they won them, and one went to the Putnam County Courthouse because of all the work you did last year.
Well, thank you. It was a task of love to be able to fix the courthouse and to upgrade it, and that's what it's all about with these businesses.
Yeah.
They took buildings that maybe were a little run down and maybe not look so good, and they have recreated those buildings and put new facades, and you have a grant process that they can apply for
Yes.
new awnings and so forth, right?
We sure do. And you know, I feel like that by us being able to give a legacy award and recognizing them, I think it gives them the incentive to, you know they've done a good job, you know, like there's a reward for this in the end, you know, and they set the standard for everybody around them.
And it's all about the downtown area in our community, seeing those new businesses go in, the buildings being brought up and looking great, makes people want to go down there. We've got some great businesses, restaurants now in our west side and in our downtown area, and that's the heart of our community.
Right.
Is that downtown area, and I'm so thankful for the job that you do with Cityscape, and I want to thank you for being on the show this morning.
Oh,
And
thank you.
and
I
look
appreciate
forward.
you.
I work with you on the board, and everything is great. And Cityscape does such a great job. So thank you for being here this morning. We
Thank
didn't get to
you.
scratch the surface. I'll
No,
have you
I
back
know.
on again. Okay.
Let's do it again.
All right. Thanks. It's time now for What's Happening, the part of the show where I keep you informed of some of the special events going on in Putnam County. Saturday, March the 30th at 10 a.m., the Upper Cumberland Pet Expo, which will be at Hyder Burke's Ag Pavilion. It's hosted by the Friends of the Cookeville Putnam County Animal Shelter. There'll be pet vendors, vaccine, microchipping clinics, and much more. Saturday, April the 13th at 6 p.m., it's the Cookeville Regional Charitable Foundation's Pink Gala. It's at the Leslie Town Center, one of the premier events in Cookeville. proceeds go to the ladies' mammogram program. Don't forget to help Brent out. He's the pink tie guy. Give him a donation to help him reach his goal. Saturday, April the 20th at 10 a.m., the second annual adult Easter egg hunt at Delmonico Winery. Over 4,000 eggs filled with prizes for adults. Starts at 10 a.m. Go by and support them. Then for the kiddies on Saturday, April the 20th, also at 10 a.m., the City of Allgood is having the Easter egg hunt at the White Plains Historic Home, so go by and check that out. Saturday, April the 27th at 10 a.m., the Made Here Market that we were talking about earlier at the Biz Foundry on North Cedar Street. It's going to showcase artists, makers, and creators from around the Upper Cumberland. And finally, on Saturday, April the 27th, from 1 to 4, the 10th annual Dogapalooza in Dogwood Park. It's always sponsored by the Cooper Leisure Services. Take your pet out and join them at Dogwood Park on Saturday, April the 27th. And that's what's happening. For more details on any of these events, go to my website at randyporter.org or my Facebook page at Putnam County TN. If you have an event you would like mentioned, please message or email me. And finally this morning, I'll leave you with something to think about. We've been talking this morning with Laura Wolf of Cityscape. Nonprofits like Cityscape have made a huge difference in our downtown area and ultimately our quality of life. How do they do it? It's volunteers. Volunteers that are willing to donate time and resources to help make our community great. In the fast-paced life we live in anymore, volunteerism is in lots of communities at an all-time low. Not in Putnam County. Our community continues to turn out and do what they can. The TWSAA Football Championship is a perfect example. 750 volunteers turn out each year to make sure the games are a success. Also, the Clean Commission volunteers to clean up illegal dumps, tech students picking up trash in our state parks. I could go on and on. We're called the Volunteer State for a reason. Let's make sure we continue to live up to that title. Be a volunteer and help keep our community great. It's all about giving back and helping others. That's our show for today. I want to thank again my guest, Cityscape Director Laura Wolf, for being here. I hope you will join us every Saturday morning at 10:30 and Sunday afternoon at 2 for Today in Putnam County, right here on News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. Remember, you can also download the WHUB app and listen to us on your cell phone. If you missed any of our shows, go to my website, randyporter.org, where you can catch all of our past shows. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media. I'm County Executive Randy Porter, hoping you have a great rest of your Saturday and weekend, and may God continue to bless our great county.